Today on the show, we turn 50. Welcome everyone to Powered and Protected by Rainbows. I am of course your host, Matt Haslam. And today on the show, we're celebrating our 50th episode of PBR by taking a look at the top 5 things I have learned in hosting this program. But before we jump into that, first off, don't forget to like this video, comment down below the top things you have learned from watching this program, and hit that rainbow subscribe button so you don't miss out on new episodes of Season 3. I have said many times on this show that the best part of hosting it isn't the view count or the subscriber count, though I am very happy to see us grow. But the best part is, by hosting this show, I get to learn right alongside you. What many people don't realize is that this show most times takes weeks of research to compile one episode. And because we try to keep episodes about 15 minutes or less each week to make it easier for you to enjoy them, that means there's tons of info which never makes the cut into the script of our show. So today we're going over the top 5 things which I learned making an episode, which either made it into the episode as a small factoid or never made the cut at all. In our first episode of Season 2, I learned research is incredibly important. As a reporter, I always knew making sure things are accurate is vital. So we always did enough ample research before writing a script out. But I think one of the biggest things I learned is that sometimes research doesn't always mean from online or from books. Sometimes research means bringing someone in and doing an interview to ask questions directly to an expert in that field. And that's something we started doing now in Season 3, is bringing experts in to share their expertise, advice, and their personal opinions. I think that provided us a major change in the way we operate this show, but it also allowed me to learn so much more from others, and knowing not every fact we use on this show has to be something I do the research in finding. So it's about relying on a team of people around me now to know something is accurate, and knowing that you have the best knowledge available to you before standing in front of a camera. Another of the biggest things I learned in doing this show is that it's actually illegal for many school districts across the country to teach LGBTQ history, health, or sexual education in their classrooms. In doing the episode Sexual Education and Gay-Straight Alliances in Season 2, one of the facts which never made it into the script of that show was that many areas in the country actually make it illegal for teachers to talk about LGBTQ in their classrooms or with their students in general. And that became a part of the initiative to make sure LGBTQ education is mandatory in schools across the United States. One of the major things we talk about on this show is the Equality Act. But even the EA leaves LGBTQ education out of its bill. So even if it passed, that doesn't automatically solve things for us. We either need to change the Equality Act to include LGBTQ education, or we need lawmakers to propose and pass a whole new bill just for that. But it was shocking to find out that not only are schools not teaching LGBTQ history or health advice, but in some places it's actually against the local laws, which is far worse than just not teaching it out of choice. I think the third biggest thing I learned in doing this show is that you, our audience, care more about the accuracy of the information and more about the content than you do the quality of the broadcast. I mean, we always try to improve the graphics and make the show look as professional as possible. What many people don't know is that the audio and video of PBR are made to broadcast quality standards, since that's what my day job is, working and making content for network television. But I remember in Season 2, we added a new microphone, and even added a new hair light behind me, and very little people noticed. But when the accuracy of the information we're talking about, or the quality of the script improved, then we got comments complimenting the show. And I truly appreciate that. I don't think I'm ever going to stop trying to improve the quality of the broadcast here, because let's face it, I'm a gearhead who loves new cameras and equipment. but knowing you all care about the content more is amazing. I remember we started a podcast which didn't get any listeners at all, and that effort failed. So I think in the future, I learned to keep things to this channel and let you all enjoy the quality of the content here rather than trying to expand into different mediums so much as I used to. The fourth thing I learned in hosting this show is that there's always going to be people who disagree with you. In hosting this show, we've gotten hundreds of comments from amazing fans just like you. But we've also gotten death threats and people who are adamantly opposed to homosexuality. But that's the whole point of this show, is to promote the normalcy of being LGBTQ. I'm not making this show for homophobes to change their thinking. I've learned in my life that most homophobes you encounter aren't smart enough to look at the science, evidence, and the facts in front of them, proving how being gay is normal. I don't think I'll ever change their mind, no matter how many facts and how much science I showcase on this or any other program I host. I mean, if this show happens to change their mind, great. But the point is for LGBTQ people to watch this show and feel like they belong to a larger community. It's so you can learn what's happening in your community through our monthly LGBTQ news show. It's so the younger LGBTQ kids out there who are trying to figure out who they are can watch a show to know they are normal before they spiral into depression. That's why one of the major things I've learned is now knowing this show isn't for homophobes or haters. I think there will always be homophobes who happen upon an episode and comment their hate below, but I think eventually those people will know their comments are deleted because comments on our channel are subject to approval. So now that we know who our audience is, I think we can make better content as a result, rather than trying to change people's minds. And finally, I think the biggest thing I learned is that through a show like Powered by Rainbows, we actually have the power to make meaningful change in the world around us. I know right now we don't have the biggest subscriber count or view count on some of our episodes, but the changes we made in the world around us have proven that the sub or view count don't matter. Last year, we spent 7 months working on a project called the Equality Act of Schuylkill County. And while we still don't have an EASC in place, the commissioners did provide us a massive letter of endorsement after seeing our evidence. And plus, now we have ample evidence to provide to the state of Pennsylvania, so we can hopefully make meaningful change there, which is something we are currently working on. I think this show proves that every one of us has the power to make changes in our local communities. And I think this show has taught me that I need to focus on what matters most to me. And what matters most to me is leaving a world behind which is easier for the next LGBTQ kid, and making it a better world when I leave it behind someday. This show has helped me greatly deal with my depression by dedicating my time to helping others. And seeing comments where my show helps someone come out, or my show is being projected and shown in school districts in their classrooms, it lets me know that we're on the right path. When I started this show, I never honestly thought that we could affect real and meaningful change in the world around us, just through Powered by Rainbows. But we have started already doing that. And that's the biggest thing I learned in hosting this program. Over 50 episodes, 130 individual videos, and over 13 and a half hours of content through 3 seasons of this show, is that it doesn't take the whole world to make change. It takes a small group who are dedicated to making the world better for all. But anyway, that's all for our episode for today. If you have any thoughts or questions on today's topic, or maybe you want to share the biggest thing you learned from watching this show, which I would love to hear, please do leave those in the comments down below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our network for plenty of great gay content to come in the future, and share this video with others. I'm Matt Haslam, this has been PBR, and have a gay day everyone, and we'll see you all when we turn 100. I've also learned that getting up and down 100 times during an episode is a lot harder than it looks. Watch Powered by Rainbows Season 3, only on MHP TV.